Well, Kevin Rowan is the head of the TUC's Organisation and Services Department. He joins us live from central London. A very good afternoon to you, Kevin. I think the first thing to say is we'd all like a pay rise in this day and age, but the government would say to you that at this moment in time, we simply can't afford it.
Well, the government say different things at different times. They're also saying the economy is recovering faster than anywhere else in Europe, which it is, and we welcome. Employment's going up. We're seeing profitability in companies go up 10% in the last year, directors' pay go up 21%, and executive pay now reaching the levels of 175 times the average wage. All workers are asking for is a fair share of that growth. We've seen this week the government even grant a 1% pay rise to midwives and nurses who everybody believes deserve a decent pay rise. It's unacceptable. It's about time people had a fair share of the growth that we're all seeing in the economy.
But I guess what the Chancellor would say, what those who work in the private sector would say, Kevin, is that there seems to be a lot more security when you work in the public sector. Things are a lot more vulnerable for those who work in the private sector. So surely now's not the time to be looking at increases in pay for those who work in the public sector.
Well, we think workers in the private sector and in the public sector are due a pay rise. We have seen insecurity grow right across the economy. Growth of 0 hours contracts, the employment growth has been in part-time work, self-employment, bogus self-employment in large cases, and we see the whole economy for working people, millions of working people, year on year suffering real terms. It's 50 worse off. At the same time, we're seeing the Chancellor saying the economy is growing 3% in the last year. All we're saying is that workers deserve a fair share of that growth. I'm not seeing that at the minute, while directors and top chief executives are living in a flight of fancy and in mega bucks while they're not really delivering the growth in their own companies.
So we're being told that the government, the Treasury, is trying to raise money in order to bring that deficit down. Do you buy this argument then that the money simply isn't there?
No, we don't buy that at all. I mean, even the health service announcement this week, the independent review recommended an affordable pay rise. They got evidence from the government, evidence from the employers, and evidence from the trade unions, and came back. The recommendation they said was affordable. Jeremy Hunt, all kinds of spiel about the cost of that, which just simply wasn't true, to deny workers an affordable pay rise. Still below inflation, by the way. People will still be taking a real terms hit in their income, but the government are even denying them that. It is affordable. If the economy is growing like the Chancellor says it is, then it's about time workers got a fair share of that growth.
And we're seeing thousands of people turn out on the streets across Britain. How determined are these people who are protesting today to get their message across?
Well, we've seen here a real show of solidarity, a real show of strength. But you know, that we all understand that that's fueled by people feeling really frustrated, really desperate, and really concerned. For many workers, this is 7 or 8 years of a real-term drop in their living standards. So people are determined, and they're determined because they're getting increasingly desperate to make ends meet. It's high time this government recognised that. It's high time this government responded to that. At the same time, the government are saying they can't afford it because the economy is growing. So we need action now.
Okay, Kevin, we'll leave it there. Many thanks for your time. That is Kevin Rowan from the TUC.